We're used to the show of business. We go into banks, it seems to be running really well. You go to a store, everything is stocked. Or you go to a retail restaurant, you sit down and then somebody comes and take your order and serve you. So what they see is the front of the business, not the back. Like fabulous French restaurant. You go in there, you get 7 course meal, you spend lots of money, the wine is delicious, the waiter is impeccable. But if you were to walk through the double doors, you will see people running like frantically like crazy. Like this is getting burned, fix this, okay, the next order is ready. So what most people don't see as a customer is the actual operation of business. While it is great being a customer, it is horrible being a head chef or a head waiter or head whatever anything because you're managing chaos to produce a parency of perfect results. So everybody thinks like, if I have a restaurant like this, waiter like this, and a cashier that's dressed so well, the clean carpets and beautiful forks and knives and 7 course meals, my life would be so easy. That is true if you're a customer, but not true if you're actual manager from the back to back.
So it's like a stage show.
So
They don't see what goes on behind the scenes, people with the ropes and the pulleys making things happen.
right,
So they buy into the front or the fantasy, the show,
right,
not the
yeah.
reality.
So most businesses do a show for their customers. So since most people who start a business are not never been in the backstage of the business, they have no idea until they become the stagehand of the business or they work for a theater and they're in the back lifting 30 pounds of weight or running to find get the dictionary for the front podium. We forgot all about the prop. Things like that.
Or have worked in the back end and they could have managed, but they may have taken for granted all the processes, procedures, and systems that were already in place that allowed them to manage and supervise, right? All of the hiring and training that already happened before them that allowed for that. All of the kind of conversations that happened on how we're going to do something, how we're going to systemize it, how we're going to standardize it, how we're going to capture it, how we're going to track it. All of those kind of nitty gritty conversations that people had, and they probably took it for granted because it was already there.
Of course we vote this way. Of course we go to school this way. Of course. But all these were all created by somebody initially. It was all practice until it became natural. So people forget that.
You can watch more video clips on YouTube or listen to the whole episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.